Heroes, Thugs, and Pawns, a game of skirmishing parties for strength and limited resources. The concept stems from turn-based role-playing games for retro gaming systems, sort of a full-circle transformation, from tabletop RPG to digital, back to tabletop, but in a card game format. The game relies upon the strength of your characters, which are your heroes, thugs, and pawns, and their ability to eliminate your opponent's heroes, thugs, and pawns. It's party versus party within a post-apocalyptic setting. Worldwide warfare has torn society apart, and it's back to barbaric tribal living. Small groups scavenging for resources and defending against anyone who gets in their way. Based in an age of old magic and new technology. The game is made up of cards, counters, dice, and tokens. It starts with each player choosing between their hero or thug to have in play, then removing the other from the game. Also, remove the fusion card from the game, but that will be used later. Then, shuffle your deck. Next, players decide who goes first. Whoever goes second is going to have the first opportunity to attack in round 2. The first 2 rounds can be thought of as adventuring around until you encounter your opponent at the end of round 2. Here's an example of how the turns might play out. First, draw 7 cards. You may mulligan if you wish. Further rules on that are in the rulebook. Next, gain resources from the resource die, as well as any hero or thug you have in play. Then, player 1 uses the hero's choice to recruit a pawn. That hero represents up to 5 of any one resource in the pawn's cost. This is only possible because they are both blue cards. This would also be possible if they both have the same alignment symbol, but as you can see, one is a spade and one is a diamond. Next, the newly played pawn, Turtledactyl, has a choice to make. Player 1 chooses to again recruit. So, the pawn slides backward to illustrate it is now spent. Recruiting early is a good idea because you want to build your party as fast as you can. Next, the pawn Blue Robot has made the choice to scavenge. That means you again roll the resource die, but not a d6. You instead gain 4 of whatever resource you roll, so in this case 4 money. Now, player 1 is going to draw a card. This costs 3 of any resource and doesn't require a hero, thug, or pawn to make the choice. Also, you can do this at any time during your turn, but only once. Player 9 now ends the turn. After having played steps 1 through 3 under turn progression, player 2 will now pay the full cost, or hard cost, of a pawn to bring it into play without having to recruit. Then, player 2 will use both the thugs and the pawn's choices to recruit an additional pawn. This is possible as long as one of the recruiting heroes, thugs, or pawns is of the same color or has the same alignment symbol as the recruited card. Again, each recruiting card represents up to 5 of any one resource of the card coming into play. Let's now skip ahead to player 1's next turn. All HTPs are neutralized at the beginning of each turn, meaning they slide back into this ready, unspent position. Next, of course, resources are gained. Then, let's skip once more to player 2's next turn. Now that it is the last turn of round 2, you may use your HTP to attack. Player 2 is going to use the pawn Slyfox's choice to attack the opponent's hero. But, since player 1 is left an HTP in neutral position, that HTP can choose to defend, and does so, now taking the damage instead of the hero. So, the game progresses in the same way, more or less, until one of the parties has all of its HTPs eliminated. But, there are many other card types yet to be played, and there are always exceptions to the rules. But to find out what the additional cards are, and do, and an overall more detailed guideline to the game, please refer to the rulebook. Thank you for your consideration.